Okay, so hi everyone. So I'm Arindam. Some of you might know me or have seen me earlier in some of the tech sessions. So to all who doesn't know me, so I'm Arindam. I'm working in GeekCare for last 6 months as of now, and then I am an engineering manager, and then I also lead the React community over here. And for GeekCare, I was handling the tech overall from the tech team's perspective.
Okay. So talking about GeekCare, GeekCare is our showcase application, which is mostly into healthcare. It is a telemedicine application, to be precise. Meet our great and passionate team. This project was being led by Gaurav Porwal as a project manager, me as a BA, Arindam and Tanmay as tech lead, and for the front end we had Meet, Purva, Tarun, and Sanjeevni. And for the backend team, we had Siddharth, Balaji, Janvi, and Ishleen, and QA was being led by Varsha. So, what is GeekCare? GeekCare is basically a telemedicine application and which helps doctors and patients to have consultations virtually through video call, audio call, or chat features. So at the time of COVID, we have seen the boom in the digital healthcare industry and how these telemedicine applications were actually helping patients to connect with the doctors across the country. And with this application, we are aiming to provide more healthcare providers these tech solutions and help them build their business and contributing our part for the healthcare ecosystem. So the key features which this application has is appointment scheduling and booking, where doctors can provide their available timings, and patients can book their appointments virtually. It has also a feature of prescription management, where doctor can provide prescriptions to the patients after consultation. Video call and chat services, where patients can sit anywhere in the country and can connect with the doctors virtually, and it also has feature for recording the medical history. And apart from these, there were other features as well, like payments and help and support modules. So coming to the tech stacks, I will request Arindam to take over from here.
So this is almost overall high-level tech stack. So we chose Next.js because we wanted the application to have a single repository for both the front end and back end, and we chose Hasura Cloud along with GraphQL because we had to deliver the application first. We had to take care of all the team capabilities and things like that. And then when you use Hasura for building an end-to-end backend, that's really comes handy, right? So you just upload your SQL table structure over there, and then Hasura generates everything for you. And then GraphQL, as you all know, it's a query language, for building APIs, and then it's also give you some flexibility over the other, traditional SQL languages like MySQL or so that you can basically query the exact portion of the data set that you need from the DB, and sort of things like that. So it really comes handy, especially when you want to sift the application in a fast-paced way. And then Postgres is the DB that we used as Hasura. I mean, it comes by default with Hasura, and then also like Postgres has a couple of advantages over SQL, right? And then if you are working on a distributed application, Postgres is something that you should be looking into it. And then that's how this stack was there. Coming to a few other third-party stacks that we chose was one was Twilio. So that was for video calling. So we have an inbuilt video calling facilities with the doctor and the patient, which we'll be covering once we showcase you the demo. So the reason behind we went for Twilio was like we first of all thought of building it by our own by a WebRTC, or some other React packages, as we are also like exploring WebRTC for a couple of other projects. But then for this project, we had a very competitive timeline, so we had to shift the entire product to be live in very small time, like less than 2 months or so. That's why we were coming across, I mean, we were searching across the internet about what could be a better way to plug and play video chat plugin sort of things. And then Twilio came really handy over there. And for this thing, like we used the npm package of Twilio, and then from the Twilio console we registered and got the API keys, which was sort of the gateway for us to interact with Twilio video client. And then Tailwind CSS is, I think, many of you are pretty much aware about that. So that's an front end framework to basically building your UIs. And then throughout the most of the application we have used this particular framework only for all the CSS stuffs you see. And then we use React Query as usual, and then WebSockets were something that we used for building the chat application. So it is a real-time chat application where we used WebSockets for that. I think, yeah, next slides, Vaishnavi. Uh, so these are the other packages we included throughout the project. So we use TypeScript for React. We use Redux for state management. The full calendar is nothing but another like npm package. So which is used for a calendar view. And then speech recognition, which came really handy when say you are not willing to type anything, but then you could just pass the voice message, and then that will be converting your speech to text. And then that will be sending the text message to the end user. The Razorpay was for payment gateway, so we used Razorpay for that. And then we have something some like email scheduler. So for that we used Node Mailer this particular application. So here is the demo for the entire application. Let's play it, and then I can walk you through how it works. In the beginning, so there are two portals, like one is for the member and one is for the physician. So there is a like JWT based authentication for both of them, wherein we store the JWT as a access token. And then basically it's a HTTP only cookie, which is a read only cookie, right? The reason behind making it read only is I mean, since it's a healthcare application, I think some of you must be aware about that. It should always be HIPAA compliance, right? So one of the major like guidelines for HIPAA is that you have to make it like very secure, right? So security comes at the very beginning, and we did not want to store anything on the local storage. So that's the reason behind using an HTTP only cookie. Then once you log in, you comes to the landing page wherein you can basically search for a doctor by selecting the disease that you wanna consult for, yeah, this particular place. And then you can also select your price range, and you can press the search button over there. Once you press the search button, it will auto suggest you the available doctors based on those filters and the dates that you selected, right? If you also look at the left panel, there are a lot of other filters, right? For say, for example, the specialty of the doctor, if you want to consult a doctor by his gender or something, and then some other details. Now you can also select the date from the calendar, and then as of now we have only two kind of duration. I think one is 20 minutes and one is 30 minutes. So when you select the duration, yeah, so once you select the duration, you also come across to see the available slots for that particular day corresponding to that particular doctor, right? And then for booking an appointment, we just ask for some more extra details, like what is the exact issue you are facing, and sort of things like that. So you can just write a simple text message and then press the next button. So it's just to give a context to the doctor as well, that what the patient is I mean, why the patient is actually coming to me, right? Because for the first time, I mean, it's an online consultation. So before consulting you, and then the doctor always have a limited time frame, right? Maybe 20 or 30 minutes. So it's always beneficial for the doctor to know more context on you before you actually go into a video consultation with the doctor. And then once you fill in the necessary details, you can press on the confirm button, and that redirects you to the payment gateway page, right? So for now we don't have any debit or credit card facilities. We are using Razorpay. So I think the flow will be taking you through the Razorpay flow. Once you click on Razorpay, you click confirm, and then you can come across some Razorpay methods, right? Wherein you can fill in your phone number and email, and then after that, like, you can basically make your payment. I mean, it's a dummy payment method right now. So these all are the options that Razorpay gives you. So you can choose any of them, and then it's a dummy method right now, just to walk you through the happy scenario of the flow. So here comes the appointment booking confirmation for the patient portal, right? Now let's just have a look how the same thing happens at the doctor's portal. So I'll just try to logging in with doctor credentials over here. I think that should land me to the doctor's homepage. Correct. So by default, once you log in, it shows me the doctor's profile page wherein I can change or edit something, some particular details, and then I can go to my schedule, wherein this is a calendar view where I can see, like, as a doctor I can see all the available time slots that I made by myself, right? So I can edit them, I can change them, and so sort of things like that. It's the same like an Google Calendar or an iCalendar, wherein I mean the doctor would be able to see all the available time slots that he made available for himself, and then if he wants to update a particular time slots, he can do the same. So this is what we are working you through right now. And then that's for adding a new time slot. So you can basically simply click on the calendar sale, and then you can add a new time slot. It's same like Google Calendar or iCalendar, right? What you use so many times. And the reason behind putting the calendar view is that we wanted to also take care of the UX of it, because like end of the day, the user experience is something which really matters, right? And which actually determines if the end user is gonna use your application for a longer time or not, right? So that's why we just use the simple calendar view. And then once you set your appointment, if you have remembered, right, from the left screen, the doctor got an appointment notification, right? Not a notification, the appointment request. So that is what shown in his dashboard. And then right now he can either accept the appointment, or he can either reschedule or cancel the appointment. So that's what we are showing you in this particular segment right now. So let's wait for that to get over. And then also, if the doctor, wants to cancel the appointment, it asks for some reasons, like why is the thing that you are gonna cancel that. And the same thing, the patient can also be the patient will also be able to see the same thing on the patient dashboard. So right now we don't have any notification system enabled, but then in the future scope, it will essentially, send a notification to the patient either via an email or a push notification, some sort of things like that. Now you can see that the doctor has accepted the appointment, and let's start with the appointment, like online consultation flow right now. So you can see on the right hand side, right? So the doctor has a button called chat, right? A video chat facility. So once he press on that, it should redirect him to the video chat room, basically the video consultation room. So it can happen both way, right? The patient can also click on the call button or on that particular time, or the doctor can also start the call. And then, like, this is where the Twilio comes into the picture. So this is what you are seeing on the screen, is the Twilio video chat SDK. I mean, not an SDK exactly, it's an NPM package, right? So as of now, both the UIs are pretty much similar, because I mean, there is nothing to distinguish for us right now. But then we are working to make it a little different, at least to understand from the doctors and the patient point of view, right? But then overall, the UI for the video call would be almost 90% same. We will have to play around with the other things, right? So apart from the video screen, whatever else you can see, so those we are right now playing around to make it a little bit distinguishable for both the patient and the doctor. And then you can record your session also, like whatever session you are talking, I mean whatever things you are talking with the doctor, you can record your entire session. And then if you also click on the prescription segment, and if you need a prescription, you can fill in a few additional queries, like say for example the particular inquiry, or like if you are taking any medications, and then the duration of days of those, and then you can save it out, and the prescription has been added to you, and then it would be sent to you via both email and the chat support. So you also have an inbuilt chat support over here, so you can always send back, I mean say send a query back to the doctor with your details over there. and then once you submit the query, the doctor correspondingly gets notified about the same, and then he takes care of it from there. That's I mean, that was overall walkthrough with the application in its current state. So it's not yet 100% complete. There are a few features enhancement in the for the future things which we'll cover in the later part of it. But then it's pretty much in a good working condition right now. And I think also like me or Vaishnavi can share you the live URL for the same, and then you can connect to the VPN, and then you can basically explore it out. So now coming to few of the challenges that we faced throughout the project was as you all know, right, like React Query doesn't support a subscription natively. So like we had to integrate WebSockets with React Query by manual effort. So that was a big thing over here. And then like at some point, like we thought not of using, I mean, we sort of started searching alternatives of WebSockets. But then as you know, like if it's a two-way communication, WebSockets are probably the best way to do it, right? And it comes really handy along with a lot of other benefits of it, right? So for example, you don't have to like if it supports I mean, if you can manage the subscriptions, you don't have to worry about anything like any incoming new messages or things like that. So the subscription will take care everything for you. So that's why we stick to WebSockets idea, but then yeah, we had to integrate the sockets manually. And then the other thing, as I told, like video call. So for find, I mean, to find a proper SDK or plug and play module for video call was challenging. So at the beginning, we thought of implementing the entire video call feature by our own, either by WebRTC or something similar. But then looking at the competitive deadline, we were trying to find out things which would be ready to plug and play, right? And then Twilio was something that we came across from some other team. So they suggested to use Twilio because they were pretty much happy with what Twilio is doing and what their problem statement was, and the way Twilio was able to fulfill that. So we did a couple of POCs with Twilio, and then we were like agreed enough to sort of went ahead with it, and then that's why like we implemented Twilio at the end. So these two were the major challenges, and then apart from that, like I mean, the team that we got were also pretty inexperienced. So working with the team also had some learning curve. So these were the major learning curves for the team, right? So the first time they worked on the WebSockets, the Hasura API, GraphQL, and also Twilio, right? So this was something. These were something which helped the team a lot to sort of grow their skills, not only as an individual but also as a team, right? So the team were pretty much happy working, I mean, to be able to deliver what we were targeting in the proper timeline. So far, like we have spent a little less than 2 months, I think 1 month and 45 days or so for this project, and then we were able to deliver almost almost like 95% of the scopes that we had. So yeah, that was pretty interesting while working in this project. I think Vaishnavi, if you have any new slides, yeah. So the future aspects, as I told you, right? So apart from enabling the notifications, we have some other things, which is we are gonna give some features like offline appointment booking in the doctors near you, wherein you can basically search your nearby doctors with your, if you filter out with your disease, right? You will be able to find out your nearby doctors based on your current GPS location, right? As you can see in Practo or Librate, right, or any other telemedicine applications nowadays. Then you are also I mean thinking of to bringing in some online pharmacy where you can say, for example, if a doctor suggests you some prescription or some medicine, yeah, they can also probably suggest you some places where you can buy it from or like order it from, and the order should be doorstep in a real time, right? And then lab test booking and then healthcare tracking with smart devices are also some things that we will be taking care of in the future. That also depends on the business, but then yeah, as of now, these are something which looks really amazing, or like looks very really interesting to for some future enhancement for on this application.